Now let's say you are asked to install a software and that requires number of steps to install it perfectly. You are provided with a manual in which all the steps are written, and then you finally start to follow that manual. You start with step A, step B, and finally after 30 to 1 hour you are done with the application setup. But when you start the application, it crashes. And then finally, once you're done with the investigation, you find that some steps are missed, and that's the reason the application is not behaving as it used to be. Same happens with the development environment if you are doing the things manually, and that's where Dockerfile comes into the picture. Now, what is a Dockerfile? Dockerfile is nothing but a file which consists of all the steps that were written in the manual into a programmatical file, which consists of instructions, commands, and argument. That makes it very much easy to replicate the installation process every time in every environment wherever we need it. So let's understand what actually a Dockerfile is and why we should consider Dockerfile in the very first place. Let's get started and understand what actually is a Dockerfile. Okay, so let's start with Dockerfile, and before even we proceed forward, let us first understand what actually is a Dockerfile. So if I put this into a simpler term, Dockerfile is nothing but a recipe to create image. If you are someone who know how to cook, you definitely know how to create a Dockerfile, right? Because here we follow step-by-step instructions which are written into the Dockerfile, and that helps us to create the images, and finally we create a container out of it, right? So let's understand with the definition. So a Dockerfile is a text document containing the ordered instruction used to build a container image, right? As I mentioned earlier, if you're someone who knows how to cook, you follow a pattern for creating the dish. The same pattern is been followed here, but instead of cooking, here we are dealing with the application. So it automates the environment setup, including the operating system, the libraries, and the code, ensuring that consistent operations of the application are being done, right? And hence it results into application deployment without any discrepancies, right? Now let us take an example that you ask your friend to install Node into your application and then run XYZ commands on it and then start the application, but due to some reason he forgets to run X command after installing Node. You will face issue and the application will not work as per the requirement, right? And that's where Dockerfile come into the picture, because here we are writing down each and everything as an instruction. Now Dockerfile consists of instruction, commands, and arguments that makes us very much easier to understand what is actually happening behind the scene, right? So it's just like execution of the instruction line by line, and that is something that we call as a Dockerfile. Now we are going to understand how these instructions are written, but in this specific video we are focusing on what actually is Dockerfile and why we should consider it, right? So now that we are aware of what actually is a Dockerfile, now let's understand why do we consider Dockerfile in the very first place. So let's understand the problem first that Dockerfile is solving. So life without Dockerfile used to be like you need to install everything manually. If you forget the steps, the team will become inconsistent, and if something goes wrong, then you are someone who is to be blamed. So, and again, without Dockerfile, the classic sentence used to arise that it works on my machine, because everything used to be set up manually. Because as far as it comes to instruction, we try to follow with the given document, but by mistake, due to some human error, if we miss any of the instruction, that may create the trouble, and that creates the issue that it works on my machine. Now what happens when we deal with Dockerfile? So everything is written, steps are repeatable, anyone can build the same environment, so there is no guessing, no manual setup, no confusion, everything is done automatically, and with the help of Git you can even version control it. So that's the power of Dockerfile, and that's the reason we should consider Dockerfile in the very first place. Now how does Dockerfile work? So basically there are 3 steps that are involved in it. First is to write a Dockerfile, which defines what operating system to use, what to install, and what to run. These 3 things are mentioned in a Dockerfile. Second is to build an image from that Dockerfile. So Docker will read the Dockerfile and create an image through it. And finally the third step, it's like creating the container based out of that image. So the simple flow would like Dockerfile will turn into an image, and then image, that blueprint will turn out to be a container. So that's the basic simple workflow of the Dockerfile, and that is how it works. So let us first take the example of a very basic Dockerfile. So here in the screen you can see we have three commands, that is from, run and cmd. Don't worry, we are going to see this in the demonstration, and at that specific point we are going to explore it in very depth. So what we have from, so this defines the base image. It says that which base operating system to use. Second is run apt install. So these are the commands that we want to run inside that base image, so it will run the command inside that image. Third is once everything is done, like once the system is updated, once it installs the nginx, then the final thing that we need to run is nginx-gdaemon off, and that's the default command that gets executed when the container is started. So that's a very basic Docker file that you are looking over here. Now let's understand what are the important Dockerfile instruction. First is from. So this is the very start point of any Docker file, because here we define the base image. So every Docker file will start with this. Second is run. So run is used to execute the commands during the build time. Third is copy. This will copy your files from the system to the container. Fourth is work directory. This will set the work directory and it will tell that where to actually look for the files. Fifth is cmd. It is the default command that executes when the container is started. You don't have to worry about memorizing all of this, because everything will be learned through the documentation itself. So you just need to have a fair idea of what things is actually doing, right? So let's move forward, and here let's understand the real world use case. So in companies, developer writes the Docker file because they are the one who know how does the application work. The CI/CD builds the image automatically, and the image is then deployed to production. And why do companies love Dockerfile? Because the steps are reproducible. We can implement version control in it. It is easier for the deployment and it works everywhere. So the flow would look like the developer will write the code. He will provide us with the Dockerfile. That Dockerfile will create an image and then further it will be deployed. So that's the basic workflow looks like. Now that we have done so far now that we are now aware about the Dockerfile, let's take a recap. So Dockerfile is nothing but a file that consists of the instruction, the options, command and argument. It is used to build the Docker images. It works like a recipe book. It eliminates the manual setup and ensures consistency, and that's the reason it is used in real world DevOps. I hope in this video you learned about how does a Dockerfile works like, and yeah, that was all, and I will see you in the next one. They'll keep learning, and thank you very much.